collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Welcome to your timeless Path of True Love reading with an extended. I am your reader, fellow Earth sign, Virgo, sun sign that I am, Angelo Lyons. Mal for short. They're just my initials. I'm not bad. It's just spelled that way. It's the new one. I am a professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, 25 years in service at the time of this timeless recording, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. There's a Kindle version available. There's a link in the description box. It's in chakra chapters. We're going to be talking about chakras, so if you want, you can click it, read the dedication, some of the reviews, and the table of contents. You can see which graces go in which chakras. There you go. The original version, though, the original version, the original PDF of Words of Grace, that one's over on patreon.com/drawing the circle. Some of my subscribers have access to the original version, which is a Fellini film fest of a visual feast. Big time chakra spectrum of color. It's pretty wild. I love that book. All of my subscribers, though, get 3 benefits in common. They get a daily check-in with me every morning. Did one this morning where they can chat with me about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a prayer, a blessing, a little something to send us on our way. Favorite way to start the day, particularly if it's a full moon, new moon, or a Sabbath in the pagan wheel of the year. They also get all the extended readings, like the one for this one, past, present, and future, all of them, all the extended readings, all of my readings, the extendeds are timeless. They are all relationship based like this one, and as long as they remain subscribers, they can watch all of them as long as they like. They also get an extensive discount on private sessions with me, spiritual counseling, as well as readings. We'll talk about that at the end of the reading, but I love it. It's the best thing I've ever done. Patreon, we even have 2 7-day free trials available if you'd like to check us out for Seeker and Human, our first 2 tiers. Check it out if you like. Come Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lions, Angelo Lyons, but my bulls, you're adorable. Just call me Mal. Bye. Yeah, you like the new music? Janet Grace, Alvarado, TAURUS placement. So wonderful to collaborate. This is called Sigma, like Alpha, but Sigma, coming from Sigma Empaths. Look that one up. And I am very happy to be doing this series. Let's talk about a little bit of stuff for the new Taurians and crosswatchers, and then we'll get down to the divination. So explanation first, divination later. The path of true love is your hero's journey, your healing journey, your spiritual path, whatever you want to call it, through the lenses of your relationships, the contracts, the sacred soul contracts that you have with other people, right? Twin flame soulmate, all that jazz. Lots of links in the description box going into twin flame soulmates and all that jazz. Not just my own, but there's a bunch of mine in there too. There's even a preface to these series of readings, The Path that True Love Reads. If you'd like to read that too, that link's in the description box as well. And what we're going to be doing here is basically a Celtic Cross. In part 1, I wrote it down. You're going to get 15 cards for part 1. And 18 cards minimum, part 2, 33 cards in total if you do the extended. So let's talk about it. We're going to get 2 Caroline Mace archetype cards to look at the soul patterns, the soul contracts involved between party number 1 and party number 2, the cover and the cross in the Celtic Cross spread. And you're going to have to feel out which one you are there. Then we are going to take the Mythic Tarot and get you 10. There are 10 positions in the Celtic Cross spread, sort of looking at a GPS, right? Like if you're on Google Maps, you look down and you see an intersection. It's a crossroads, right? Between one would think, the Taurian and or the Crosswatcher on the other side. Again, it could go back and forth, and there can be mirroring. This will get us the masculine energy dynamic, the yang dynamic from the outside, looking at yourself, or from the inside, looking out at people, places, and things, relationships in the physical physical world, including your relationship to yourself. Then we will get 2 Whispers of Love Oracle. Angel Hartfield will be using her Whispers of Lord Ganesh in part 2. The voices of the higher selves of all involved. 1 for party number 1, 1 for party number 2. And we will end with a MatCon healing mantra. So it doesn't matter whether you're a cross-watcher or the Taurus, work this, because the thing about the path of true love is you are the common denominator in all of your relationships. So heal yourself a little bit. All of them shift, sometimes so little you can't notice it, but you keep going, and all of a sudden, chunk, like a combination lock, like tumblers in a lock, click, and alignment happens, and you can complete and or fulfill a contract, at least you're a part of it. So cross-watchers, perfect cross-watcher read here, but do understand this is not about controlling the Taurus, good luck with that, but it is about understanding the contract, what you can do on your end, and if you are truly soulmates, the new definition of soulmate, regardless of the form of relationship, is that you help each other heal vibrationally through the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract. Different than twin flame. Go watch the vids. I highly recommend the one soul contracts read, soul contracts, twin flames and soulmates redefined by Matt Kahn. His is the Matt Kahn healing mantra, last card down. Other than that, I think that's about enough explanation, right? Except to say that as a general read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, check your other signs. I write down the archetypes, so if I see repetitions, I can call them out as we go. Yeah. So I guess that's about it. The shift from explanation to divination happens in what I call the still point. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And I will do my best to help anybody. Anchor true love. What is true love? It's truth and love joined together, choice by choice, decision by decision. So to make this world a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world by happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser Taurians and their cross-watchers. And think about it. True love conquers all. True love heals all wounds. True love breaks all curses, ancestral and otherwise. But the course of true love never did run smooth. That's why we have GPS, or I should say DPS, right? Divinatory Positioning System. So let's do this. Let's get into that still point. I'm ready to rock and roll. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheonic override. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, signs, and cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading, please, beloved ones, I need 2 Caroline Mace archetype cards, indicating the soul patterns being alchemized from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, fear to love, illusion to truth, for party number 1 and party number 2 in this Taurus path of true love reading. 3 atoms in between lead and gold, the surrender, the release, the alchemy. So what's going on in the 8th chakra over the head of party number 1? Sending down the codes to all the other chakras. By the way, in part 2, we use Daughters of the Moon Tarot to look at the other 4 chakras, heart, third eye, crown, the internal stuff, the yin dynamic. So my goddesses, what's the dominant archetype for party number 2 in the 8th chakra? Shifting what they attract and what they repel. So they have the opportunity to no longer delay what cannot be prevented in the fulfilling of their sacred contracts, their soul contracts on the path of true love. Well, this is in the title, obviously. Party number 1 has the bully archetype. Party number 2 has the God archetype. So we're looking at the action family. There are 9 different families, groups, and we are looking at the masculine family. Now, masculine does not have to do with bodily gender. It's more yang than yin, right? Yin is feminine. That's why I like the Eastern language of Taoism. It takes it out of body parts. But let's talk about this. Written on the card is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. Lead, gold, 3 symbolic atoms in between that cannot be created or destroyed, only changed, transformed, released, alchemized. But alchemy takes 3 things: time, heat, and pressure. Welcome to the path of true love. So written on the card here, the shadow attribute conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. Now, we've all been bullied. We've probably all bullied people. Sometimes you bully people, you don't even realize it. And that's where I think the light comes in. The gold highlights your tendency to intimidate others. It's like, oh my God, people have said, oh my God, you're so intimidating. I'm like, why? I'm a total fucking goofball. They're like, have you looked in a mirror? I'm like, yeah, I got it. What do you mean, right? So we don't even realize sometimes, just by being authentic, that we could be bullying people, or they feel bullied, right? Helps you confront your inner fears that bully you, however, on the path of true love. That's a big one, because those are passed down. Those are passed down not just through your family, but through society, through movies, right? So those, oh, you'll never I'm through with love, I'll never fall again, you know, just all of that. And remember, this is not necessarily, at least not with 2 cards on the table, defined clearly as a romantic sexual read. So let's talk about party number 2. Now again, either one of these can be the Taurus, either one of these can be the Cross Watchers. Wait till you hear this. The shadow attribute of the God archetype: despotism and cruelty, using power to control people. Now you can have an archetype reason, season, or lifetime. I've had this for reasons, perhaps, but never for entire seasons or lifetimes. The God, however, tends to come to me in seasons, I will say. So using power to control people, honey, I am a witch. I had to learn my way through that. It's a necessary part of the stage, the stages of development in any sort of magical, mystical, spiritual thing. Right, like The Secret, like what Rhonda Byrne did to us with The Secret, right? Right, the controlling people. It doesn't work that way. There's a bigger plan in play. So the light attribute: benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. So why in the world would you victimize somebody if you're recognizing the eternal force of unity, right? That's like kids like, why are you punching yourself, right? I'm the youngest of 4, trust me, I know. Why are you punching yourself? So very, very, very interesting here. So let's get some tarot on the table. Get 10 of these face down. Lower 3 chakras outside, or like looking at yourself in the mirror, right? But also possibly, both can be true, from the inside out. Root chakra is group relationships, tribes, more than 2 people. Second chakra is one-on-one relationships, like an umbilical cord, and psychic, energetic umbilical cord, sacral to sacral. And solar plexus is your relationship to yourself, your honor code, your boundaries, what you will, what you want, what you do, you don't, you do, self-esteem, your self-worth, all that jazz. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. God's override. Using the mythic tarot, I call upon my gods of earth, the sign of Taurus, and powers of the north, please, gods of fixed earth. 10 cards face down, Celtic Cross, for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers who are watching this video, drawn to this reading. We got the bully in the cover. Could be either one of them. What's going on? Lower 3 chakras there. We got the God. We'll take that one. The God at the crossroads there. At the cross. What's going on here at the core? Perhaps the hidden influences they may not be aware of. Lower 3 chakras. What's in the behind of the Taurus and the collective? What's behind them? On the path of true love, what's crowning, hovering in the air, kind of, sort of? Usually there's an act of will, a choice, a decision that has to be made at the crossroads to anchor that and bring it to the next card. So what's going on up there? And what is before them? Just around the river bend, just around the corner, for the Taurus and the cross watchers on the path of true love. What is their lesson, their challenge, what the universe is trying to teach them, the universal learning template, what they're learning? on the path of true love in some way, shape, or form? How about from the outside looking at them, how the world sees this contract? Doesn't mean it's fact. Perception is rarely reality. How about their destiny, where they are? Ooh, on the path of true love, don't look at that one, that's the one. If they take the hero's journey, alchemizing their fate to destiny, and finally, my beloved gods of earth, the most probable outcome to this timeline on the path of true love, on the path of true love for the Taurus and the Crosswatchers. All right, let's start flipping. Okay. Ooh, okay. Well, we got the bully here in our first position. Now remember, this is about, intimidation, verbal abuse, stuff like that, and physical abuse. Four of Cups, if this is, well, it's interesting, the word bull is in the word bully, so obviously that could be a Taurus just linguistically. But Four of Cups is sort of meh. Right, it's like meh. It is a card of emotional rest, though, but perhaps some discontent. Now, I like the fours. The fours are stable. The fours are restful, like four corners of a house, right? You can build upon that, but of course, what comes after the four? The five, emotional upset, where something is shifted or changed. Five's numbers of change. So you go from the stability of the four to the five. The party number two with the God archetype, though, has justice. When it's a major arcana card, it's usually all of the chakras in that zone. So this is about, really, if you're party number two, sensing, right, let's get that right, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. In other words, the force is always with you. Obi-Wan Kenobi me. Athena in the Mythic Tarot. This is certainly a goddess of wisdom and combat, but here being very just, being very clear, knowing the law. So I would say for this god, it feels like we're leading more towards the light. However, justice usually does pop up once an injustice has occurred, and that's the hero's journey, right? It's not much of a hero if there's no injustice to right, what's the point in that, right? So what's going on underneath all of this? Woohoo, the Emperor. Might be a little bit of a control struggle between these two, or both of them really have the opportunity to fuse together all of the kings in the court cards, all the cardinal creative signs. Zeus. Now Zeus, of course, throws lightning, god of lightning, king of the gods, the all-father to the Olympians. We are really looking at a very strong power dynamic there, but, an emperor delegates. I just got that really loud and clear. I would say that there is immense potential for power here, but that, of course, also can mean an intense opportunity for a power struggle. And if you don't think power struggles happen between true love relationships, you're out of your mind. True love conquers all. In other words, that those patterns that have nothing to do with you, you just incarnated into them, right? Your soul's been on this planet more times than you have clean underwear right now. Seriously. So, there's great power here in this relationship. This could also be a power couple in that way, but dominant, divine masculine, which goes with the god. I mean, there it is. So the god and the bully together. Now, I could see where party number one could be maybe a little intimidated by party number two because of that force of strength. But if they're really presenting as just and fair, really paying attention to their lower three chakras, I would say particularly the solar plexus, because that will tell you when you are about to violate your honor code, cross a boundary, and people ignore that, right? Well, it feels like the potential for power here to change things in an instant, lightning, is on the table. Behind them, the Four of Swords. I like that, though, moving into the Four of Cups. So they're coming from a place of mental rest, of healing, meditation, perhaps, right? Looking within, which then the bully could be doing some form of shadow work here if this is looking at party number one from the outside. If they're like, fuck, right. I'm like, meh at worst. I'm not feeling out and out depression there either. So it's like, is this all there is? Oh my god, I've been doing all of this. This is where I am. Something like that. What's hovering over this in the crown? this, I am pretty sure, was the exact same position as Aries. You guys do this a lot with Aries. The Ace of Wands, Zeus again, but Zeus in the crown as well as in the core. But as the Ace of Wands, it's the call to the hero's journey. It's Zeus saying, issuing the quest for the Golden Fleece, Jason and the Argonauts, one of the great team-up movies ever, right? That's where the Avengers and the Justice League sort of came from, I think. So do you want to be a hero or a villain here? Because the option is on the table. There's a lot of power here. So far, we're looking at, we have got, let's just see here, 2 major arcana cards, an air, a fire, and a water, but no earth. So let's see, where are they headed? Should they chew on that Ace of Wands and take the call? Another major arcana, a completion, a fulfillment, a graduation, definitely a completion of the cycle of spirit. A hermaphrodite, that is the name of the goddess, the child of Hermes and Aphrodite, certainly bringing everything here into unity, of course, with the wand, the pentacle, the sword, and the cup, so you can raise your true love up. Very, 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 like I said, there's something really, really, really divinely powerful about this. 3 major arcana cards in the cross out of 6. Let's keep going. What's the lesson? And make that 4 major arcana cards. Chiron, the wounded healer, the Hierophant. Now I would recommend reading up on Chiron. Yes, he was a centaur, Kentor. I've heard it said a bunch of different ways. Really only those 2. But he's the teacher of heroes, Achilles and Heracles, like a bunch of them, right? Lived in a rose quartz cave, according to Madeline Miller, in The Song of Achilles and Circe. It's novelized, but she's so good, and I know intuitively she brought through something very, very powerful retelling of those 2 stories. The Hierophant, the lesson here is just that you are being taught. Now, you could also be the teacher of this, if this is you from the outside looking in, but do keep in mind, it is a layered process. It is like no one is born a Hierophant. Oh, you may well be born the Dalai Lama, but you got to go through the tests anyway, right? Right, stages by stage. Like no one just gets their MD day 1, right? You have to go through the stages and the levels. This could also be the formalization of a relationship, right? Making it, I don't know what the right word for that is anymore, right? Legal, perhaps, contracted, well, but definitely I think the healing, and perhaps there's some conformity here, that particularly with the bully, it's like, okay, well then I'm going to have to, protocol, there's the word, like there's a protocol here that you have to go through, that you're learning through. And with the other major arcana cards on the table, with the World card in your future, that feels good. Okay, outside looking in at both the, oh, there we go, Ten of Swords. Now look, Ten of Swords is not always such a horror card. In fact, in the Mythic Tarot, there's no stabby, 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 stabby. I think that's 10, I probably, please don't make me do math. Here we are, caught between the Furies and Athena, and Athena says, all right, enough. Now here she is, right here. Right, for the god. So I'm going to say that there is a resolution, a mental resolution. Everything has been said, all the pieces on the puzzle or on the table. So it does seem like either one of them, one of you, both of you, have either a conversation happening here, but if we were to look at the 2 of you, I don't see betrayal here, but I certainly do see the end of a thought process, right? It all kind of coming together, like realization is usually thought of as a spiritual thing, like spiritual realization, but it is certainly a clarity, a fulfillment, all the pieces of the puzzle on the table, so there's at least maybe some resolution mentally here. Fate and destiny. King of Wands. This one also showed up in the Aries read because it's the Aries card. I remember it. I don't write down every card. These readings would kill me if I had to do that. That's why we record them. Cardinal Fire here. Now, if either one of you has serious Aries placement, then certainly that could help you identify whose turn it is to take a step to initiate first sign of the zodiac. The next step to alchemize the fate is to destiny. Fate is the lead. It's what you get. Gold is the destiny. It's what you do with that lead. Remember, true love conquers all. It's the ultimate alchemical ingredient. True love conquering all and whatnot. So remember, if you go to the extended, my patrons, it's going to be interesting for you. We're getting those Daughters of the Moon tarot to see what's going on behind this in the inside world. But most probable outcome, the moon, cloudy with a chance of mystic meatballs, but totally intuitive. I would say whoever this is for, let's just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 10 major arcana cards. You're being guided, you're being led, but the path of true love, the course of true love never did run smooth. William Shakespeare dated him, all 6 of them, because he wasn't just one guy. Party. Mead party at the Globe. They had to get a potato to stamp your hand so they knew you went in. Look, your lower chakra intuition is going to be so heightened by this, so sharpened. This is Hecate, one of my goddesses since birth, the goddess of witches, the crone at the crossroads, though I've never seen her appear as a crone to me personally. She's always looking good. And, you know, they don't all dress in togas when they show up. Sometimes it's like, Balenciaga, you know. So look, I'm going to say, as far as lower 3 chakras go here in this reading, immense power. Take your time with this. Chiron is not about rushing. And by the way, at the time of this recording, in a week or so, I think Chiron's about to go retrograde. The asteroid. So maybe look at where Chiron is in your chart, your natal chart. No, the top 40 chart, Mal. Okay, so we've got the majority of the cards on the table. But let us clarify with a Whisper of Love from the Whispers of Love Oracle from the Higher Self Collective of party number 1. You're going to get one, and the same for party number 2. So let's ask them what their guidance and grace is. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Higher Selves Override. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what are the whispers of love you have for this Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and Cross Watcher, Path of True Love reading, a bully and a god meet at the crossroads? First, for party number 1, bully in the 8th, 4 of Cups on the outer, 1 for the god. Well, the 1 with the god archetype is the right way to say it. One with the god archetype in the 8th, Justice Athena, who's considered a god, though a goddess, in this Path of True Love read. Here we go. Bully, 4 cups. Love who you are. You are a divine and wonderful person deserving all of the wonderful things life has to offer, but for your bullying yourself, most likely. Those thoughts are passed down, man. They're just watch the news. They'll haunt you for days, right? Those thoughts that bully us. What if I don't do that? Well, if I don't meditate every day, my true love will never come. That's horse shit. It's bullshit, actually. It's probably more to the point. No. It's all part of a larger plan. We just have to be where we are and take the steps of the process. What hero has... Oh, it could be worse. Could be Odysseus. Ooh, it was a long time to go a handful of miles. I mean, Scylla and Charybdis and... I love me Greek myths. Cyclops, poke him in the eye. Just poke him in the eye and piss off the god of the waters. Yeah, no, that's a good idea if you're sailing home. That makes sense here. Love who you are. That 4 of Cups is giving you the opportunity to really look at, you know what, I am doing this to myself to a certain extent, and maybe I am intimidating to people. You may not have even considered it, and if you have considered it and you're using it as a tactic, no bueno, no. That's lead, my darlings. For the party number 2, God in the 8th, Athena, Justice in the lower 3 chakras, forgiveness. Nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments. And I'm going to say, right, despotism and cruelty, using power to control people. Like I said, if you have that archetype, reason, season, or lifetime, you're going to use your power to control people because you got to start at the lead. Who's born all gold with this stuff, right? No, that's not much of a challenge. So benevolence and compassion. Compassion opens the doorway to forgiveness because it's the combination of love and wisdom. It's saying, hey, if I knew better, I would have done better. I didn't. There's a plan in play. I'm an immortal soul. I'm a divine being. Like, yes, even them, everybody, right? And so to be compassionate, and then recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others, to be just. Just what? Just is. Just is. Will you? Just is. Okay, interesting. Let's get that healing mantra, and then we will jump over to the extended. And we got a lot going on in the extended. The Journey of Love, Archangel Fire Oracle, Whispers of Lord Ganesh, Blue Angel Oracle, Kuan Yin Oracle. Oh, and we're doing something new this time. We're doing Animal, Vegetable, and Mineral, the Divine Animals Oracle, the Magical Herbal Oracle, and the Crystal Oracle. That's new. I was like, what a great idea, as well as 10 more tarot to see what's going on here. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. I know it's a true love read. Let's get ahead of ourselves. But let's get a healing mantra here to help both of them, right? Cross-watchers, work the mantra. I'm just going to say they work. They do work if you work them. Please take a nice deep breath. Gives you something to do, right? Instead of bullying yourself other than their fears. Still point. Oh, Ascended Masters Override. Oh, that feels good. As I call upon the beloved Ascended Masters of true love. A lot of you up there. Please, beloved ones, one card in clarity. For this Taurus Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and Crosswatcher Path of True Love reading. What is the perfect healing mantra to help them alchemize the shadow to light, the lead to gold, the pain to peace, the toxic to healthy, the fear to love, the illusion to truth, to navigate the path of true love wisely and well in this bully God contract? Asking for angelic support. My angels respond when I am open and authentic about how I feel. I just got this in my 8-card draw shadow reads. I apply the stuff that hits the table to my Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Have them locked into the same 4 pieces of jewelry. Yeah, no, man, this works. And you can take out the word angels. Some people are intimidated by angels. Well, maybe. I mean, they are a lot. But essentially, an archangel, your higher self is called the guardian angel, belongs to an archangel, and up all the way, the thrones, the powers, the dominions, all of that. So, where are you? Asking for angelic support. This one's a little long, but really take this in. This really works. My angels respond when I am open and authentic about how I feel. In other words, you don't have to tell anybody else. You just tell them. You don't do it this way. Do it that way if you like. Here we go. When asking for angelic support, you are requesting solutions from a higher realm of consciousness. Such a realm of consciousness works in accordance with free will, throat chakra, so definitely we'll be looking at that in the extended, to help you face your experiences instead of helping you avoid them. Now look, I'm just going to put this briefly in a romantic context, although none of this is necessarily screaming that, right? Nothing obvious. Like a card that says romance, right? May show up in part 2. But just looking at this, I could see party number 1 being really attracted to party number 2, but they're afraid, right? They're right, that you have the free will to face your experiences instead of helping you avoid them. Rather than believe the cause of your feelings must be changed or eliminated, it is essential to ask your angels for better ways of viewing the feelings that keep getting triggered, because they're in your nervous system, they're in your cell tissue, they're in your biochemistry, and none of that stuff is the truth of who you are. All of that stuff is like, it's like the difference between, I don't know, oh my God, really, you're giving me technology? A motherboard that has nothing in it, right? It's just clear, it's just clean, it's just, right, factory condition, factory settings, right? And then you start adding stuff. It's not perfect. Simile, I think I said like, right? It's not a metaphor. If you use like an ad, look it up. In order to access angelic assistance, it is important to be with your feelings so your angels know where support is most needed. And with the Four of Cups there, that does make sense. Really, there's not a whole hell of a lot of water in this spread. I'm looking. All I see is the Four of Cups there, right? I mean, there are cups in some of the other cards, but none of them predominantly water. Did you get any earth? There's no earth in this spread at all, right? Yes, the pentacles are popping up here and there, but no specific earth cards. It's interesting. All right. This mantra is ideal for unraveling the spiritual ego, giving up patterns of avoidance, and being a better receiver. So let it in. All right. So, what we do here on Drawing the Circle Productions YouTube channel, when I do a reading, if you're new, we do something called a blessimation. It's a combination of a blessing and a summation. Lovely little word we came up with. I believe Taurus came up with that over on Patreon. Hi, if you're watching. You know who you are. So we'll put this together because, right, send this blessing out for the Taurians and the Cross Watchers, for all of us to kind of move forward on the path of true love as a result. And then we'll talk about readings and stuff like that. Because the level of power here, with the amount of major arcana, really without the element of earth to ground it, spiritual counseling from anybody might be helpful, just with the amount of power and lightning and justice going on here, with a mystery at the end, with the moon. Tricky. Ready? Let's do this. Please take a nice deep breath. Last time. Still point. Pantheonic override. And we end as we began. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and Cross Watchers watching this video and drawn to this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need to navigate the path of true love in the happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, wisest way as they go. Party number one, highlighting their tendency to intimidate others, helping them confront the inner fears that bully them. With party number two, with the God archetype, benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within themselves and others. Because certainly with justice there and Four of Cups there, this makes sense. And there is great power here that they may not be aware of. There could be a control dynamic, but nonetheless a lot of creativity. All the cardinal kings of the zodiac and the court cards there coming together to make the spirit King Zeus. Their immense power and potential, and perhaps both of them coming from a place of introspection, meditation, kind of taking stock of things on the inside, or at least mentally resting, which then the gap between the Four of Swords and the Four of Cups for party number one might be more recent. Like maybe within the same time period, past kind of easily, or maybe not so easily, bleeding into the future. But there is a new opportunity here. There is an Ace of Wands hovering over here, which may be very intimidating, particularly if this is a relationship where they have done this before. And again, this could be family. This could be all sorts of different things. This could be co-worker. This could be all sorts of different forms here, but nonetheless there is a completion coming for them, and may they be prepared for that completion, to bring together the fire, the earth, the air, the water with the spirit, to learn what they need to do, maybe completing and fulfilling a contract, and it's done, or it starts on a whole new level. And though it looks like a circle, it's a spiral, because there is no backwards on the path of true love, no matter what we may think is going on. And certainly the lesson, perhaps for both of them, is to take this slowly, but to do it in stages, to do the healing, to go through the procedures, to go through the protocols necessary here in the physical world, paying very much attention to their lower three chakras, what's going on there, which is not up here, it's down here in the body, good for an earth sign, Because from the outside looking in, perhaps there has been a final discussion here. Something that put this to bed. Something that put all the pieces of the puzzle together with the Ten of Swords, the Furies, demanding vengeance for matricide and patricide, and Athena saying, yeah, but we told them to do it. Back up, right? Done. Sun rising on the horizon in the east, which very much could be indicative of what's hovering over this, with perhaps a new opportunity, particularly as things wrap up with the World card, and their destiny involves cardinal fire, Aries energy, first house dynamic, self, ego, personality, that they're sort of working on themselves, being creative within themselves here. Because the most probable outcome, at least for this chapter of this story, this true love story, is one of mystery, but also of great magic, miracles, and mysticism in the physical world there with Hecate, the goddess of the moon. Sure, cloudy, obscured, cloudy with a chance of mystical meatballs, but there is a mystery, and the course of true love never did run smooth. So may party number 1 with Bully Archetype, 4 Cups, on the outer love who they are, because they are divine and wonderful and deserving of all of the wonderful things that life has to offer. And so that party number 2 with the God and Justice can perhaps exhibit forgiveness, demonstrate it, because nothing can be gained by holding on to the past, and something's wrapping up here, both mentally from the outside looking in and lower 3 chakras. And may both of them heal, learn, grow, evolve, alchemize their shadow light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, to the best of their ability, by asking for angelic support, because their angels will respond when they are open and authentic about how they feel, so that they can walk the path of true love as a hero, the happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, wisest version of themselves. True love conquering all. True love healing all wounds. True love breaking all curses, magical and ancestral, going back thousands and thousands of years. So may they be blessed on the path of true love. And may true love reign, and may true love rule, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. Here we go, and so it is. Tingle, 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 tingle. I love this music. Oh, I love the wind-up and the pitch. Thank you, Janet Gray. I hear it in my head. Hey, clairaudience, it's a thing. What did I tell you? If you like the music, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up. If you like both of them, hit the thumbs up. I hope other Taurians and Crosswatchers find this really rather powerful, and I will say the amount of Major Arcana, a very, very mystical read. But we're going to jump over to the extended next if you wanna. So, you want more of me here on YouTube? Subscribe. I'm not stopping. Want to know when a video hits? Hit the notification bell. You know this stuff already. But if you want the deeper dive, come Patreon on Patreon. 7-day free trial. $3 Seeker, $5 Human. Jump out the last day if you want. I don't care. Go watch all the extendeds you want. Check out the daily check-ins. And if you want the extensive discount, you're going to have to wait till day 8 for that one on private sessions with me, readings and spiritual counseling. But I gotta say, I love my Patreons so much. They just gave us the ability to sell digital products, and I have digital products to sell. So that's just the coolest freaking thing ever. So go check it out for yourself. Really, it's wonderful. And the community we are building over there just keeps growing and getting better and better, and I love it. And if you want to book me for one of them, they are private sessions. There's a video in the description box. Booking private sessions with Mal explains it all for you, about 11 minutes long, makes me laugh. My mom loves it. I say over and over and over, I've never turned anybody away. because of lack of funds. In fact, I have a barter tonight for a reading with someone to do exactly that. But it's also on my website if you want to go see it in print, so to speak, pixel, whatever, drawingthecircle.com. You'll see right about here somewhere on your screen the word store, unless it's on a cell phone that, you know, sometimes shit drops down, whatever. Click on that. You'll see reading packages and spiritual counseling, as well as all that digital content there. And it'll be all there for you. But I'll tell you, it is my true divinatory art is best one-on-one. I'm a Virgo, so I go for detail, but in a general read, how detailed can you be, where you start excluding people from that, right? So book me if you like. Spiritual counseling I've been doing for a very, very long time. It's all explained in the video, and it's all on the website. So check it out, because the throat chakra aspect of this is making me choke a little bit here. Whether it's the bully or the god goddess, chew on this. Take your time with it. Throat chakra willpower. Call to your angels, say, hey, I'm feeling away, will you help me? Yeah, and they will. But they're not going to pull you out of it. They're going to help you through it. God or bully, have at it. So seriously, wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed on the path of true love. I mean, you've got a lot of my favorite gods on the table here, so have at it. Hang in there. Of course, a true love never did run smooth, but that doesn't mean it's not worth taking, because sooner or later, we're all gonna do it all the way, all the way, all the way home. So hang in there. I love you. You can do this. I believe in you. Heal. Hell. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.